I'd like to call this park board meeting of Tuesday, February 4th, 2025 to order. First item on tonight's agenda is the approval of the minutes of the January 14th meeting. Members should have received those minutes in their packets. See if I have any additions or corrections to those minutes. Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Second that.
The motion by Mr. Dietrich, second by Mr. Prost. All those in favor, Mr. Prost?
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries. Next item on tonight's agenda is the attorney's report.
All right, first thing for consideration is purchase of pizzas and breadsticks from Chicago's Pizza and Grill 2025 season Freedom Springs. This is an ongoing vendor agreement. We've had Chicago Pizza be a supplier for Freedom Springs for several years now.
Any changes on the agreement from last year?
I don't believe so. The prices there for the unit prices were listed. Other than that, it's still the same service.
Okay. Questions or comments?
So they're gonna be at the sports park too, besides.
Yeah, Gold will be a supplier for the sports park as well, which is the next item on the agenda.
Anything else? Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to go approve the contract for goods with Chicago's Pizza for Freedom Springs.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Burton, second by Mr. Dietrich. All those in favor, Mr. Burton?
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
Mr. Probst?
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
This is another Chicago's Pizza and White Night for purchase of pizza and breadsticks for the sports park for 2025. Same agreement, different facility. It's earlier, Freedom Springs, now this is the agreement sports park.
Did they supply anything out there last fall after we opened the sports park?
I don't believe so.
No.
No.
For some reason I thought we tried it out for a little bit out there. Okay.
Spread the wealth around.
Exactly. Okay, anybody questions or comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the contract for goods with Chicago's Pizza for the sports park.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Burton, seconded by Mr. Dietrich. All those in favor, Mr. Burton?
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
Mr. Probst?
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Next item is a partnership agreement with All In Painting. There's two elements. One is for the sports park, and another is the sponsoring the summer concert series for $4,500 total. As per your packet, like Terry mentioned, there's two sponsorship elements to this. One is a dugout partner in snap frames at the sports park. Here at 4 different locations. In the summer concert series, they'll have impressions around the stairs, and tickets for beer and wine gardens, be some perimeter promotions as well, some printed promotions, digital promotions, all in exchange for $4,500.
This is our first sponsorship with All In.
No, we've had several sponsorships. Usually they've been in terms of a trade out. They're a painting company.
Freedom Springs.
And so the seasons don't line up with that. They decided to pull their partnership out of Freedom Springs, which is fine. Marketing is cyclical. So they're just diversifying the way they're marketing, going to a different audience. But therefore the seasonality of that though doesn't match up to Freedom Springs and their partnership. So we're not doing an in trade or in kind trade of any. We're now promoting this to them. They'll give us a proposal for services if we need painting in Freedom Springs, and then we'll get the $4,500 for partnership.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to approve the partnership agreement with All In Painting for sponsorship at the Summer Concert Series and the Greenwood Sports Park.
So moved. Second.
Excuse me, it's been moved by Mr. Prost, second by Mr. Burton. All those in favor, Mr. Prost?
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
Mr. Burton? Aye. I'm an aye also, motion carries.
Next item is another sponsorship agreement with Indiana Astros for a 8-foot by 4-foot banner at the Greenwood Sports Park for $1,000.
Let me know if you guys have any questions.
Says the field house on the agenda. Sports park?
Yes.
Okay.
They are currently a field house partner, and then they'll also be transferring that over to the sports park.
Where's the banner gonna be?
It will be on an outfield fence, as per on a 225 field. And the banner size is 8 by 4.
They a youth organization.
They're a travel baseball organization.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's our crowd. Yeah, it is our crowd. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the partnership agreement with the Astros for sponsorship opportunities at the sports park.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Burton, seconded by Mr. Dietrich. All those in favor, Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
Mr. Prost?
Aye.
I'm an aye also, motion carries.
Next item is another sponsorship agreement, which is plumbing at the Freedom Springs Aquatic Center for one pole banner for $1,000.
For $1,000 in exchange for a full banner location, we let them choose whether it's inside the facility or the parking lot, and then also they get their logo on a Freedom Springs souvenir cup. We make 1,000 cups printed, and then once those are gone with their logo, that's the extent of it.
Questions, comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the sponsorship agreement with Winters Plumbing for sponsorship, looks like souvenir cups at Freedom Springs.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Burton, second by Mr. Dietrich. All in favor, Mr. Prost?
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
I'm an aye also, motion carries.
Next item is another sponsorship agreement with Combat Ops. There's two sponsorship elements. One is a souvenir cup partner, and the other is a parade title partner for a combined total of $4,000.
So a little bit, Combat Ops is a family-friendly entertainment center, specializes in laser tag. Again, we have space in the souvenir cup. As previously was approved, they also want to be a logo partner on the souvenir cup. In addition to that, they also want to be a Freedom Festival Parade title partner. So example, the parade would be announced as the Greenwood Freedom Festival Parade, brought to you by Combat Ops. And inclusive of that would be some banners, some printed materials, potentially some digital impressions as well.
Is this our first engagement with these guys?
It is, yeah.
Okay, I'm not familiar with them. Where are they located? Are they here in Greenwood?
Upward and
So
65.
up north,
A little north of Greenwood?
Target shots.
Okay, I know where they're at. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the sponsorship agreement with Combat Ops for sponsorship opportunities at the Freedom Festival Parade and Freedom Springs.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Prost, second by Mr. Burton. All those in favor, Mr. Burton?
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
Mr. Prost?
Aye.
I'm an aye also, motion carries.
Next item is a use agreement with David Mendelbaum to rent the pickleball courts for Making Memories Classic Pickleball Tournament on June 13th to the 15th.
we're on our third year, is that correct?
It's actually the fourth, but 2 years at, we had it 2 years at Craig, And last year, Freedom Springs for the first time, so this will be the fourth year for this tournament. It's a fundraiser for the, is it okay?
So go for it, all you, yep.
Fundraiser for the Alzheimer's Association Greater Indiana Chapter, of which I'm a board member.
Okay.
Last year we raised $57,000.
Wow.
Made it one of the biggest fundraisers in the state of this type for the Alzheimer's Association. We had 385 players in the tournament. I want to mention Jim, who was incredibly helpful to our cause, as were his staff members, but he himself was there the day before with me looking over his shoulder saying, we've got to make these electrical outlets work. And he was there himself making sure that they worked. The next morning, the first morning of the tournament, we had rain, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
And although we had plenty of people with leaf blowers and all kinds of stuff, 7 o'clock in the morning, members of his staff were out there. We had no idea they were going to be there, and they were helping dry the courts and stuff. So it was very nice to have them on board and their assistance, and very, very helpful. So
Well, we don't get enough of that kind of feedback for our staff, so
they were fantastic.
we appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, they were fantastic, and I really appreciate Jim. Since that tournament, I never was able to get back with him, or never made the effort to get back with him, but I want to thank him in person for all that he did to help facilitate.
Great, thank you.
I have one question. I don't know if this is for Rob or for the board. So after you guys were kind enough last year to approve this request for us to play at Freedom Springs, it was afterwards that I was presented with the fee for renting the courts. And Rob and I went back and forth a little bit about that, and I ended up paying a total of $4,500 for the 3 days to rent the course. Comparable tournaments at other that rent facilities, sometimes even indoor facilities where they have locker rooms and staff at the desks and all that kind of stuff, are about $1,000 a day for other tournaments that I'm familiar with. And I don't know if the board sets the fee, if Rob sets the fee, but if there's any chance of us paying anything less than $1,500 a day this year, again, I plead this only because this money goes to the Alzheimer's Association, it doesn't go to me.
Sure.
And when people give me money, I feel like the steward of their money. And I feel like I understand paying a rental fee. And like I said, Jim and his staff are great. We love this and we feel privileged and blessed to have it. I mean that. But if there's any way to consider a fee of a little bit less, just so that much more money goes to the Alzheimer's Association, it would be greatly appreciated.
Okay. Well, fee structures, especially for something for pickleball, our fee structures are always fluid. I know the staff reviews fee structures constantly. They come back to us with feedback on that, and I know that how they establish their fee structure. If I can speak for Rob, I think they examine fee structures for similar facilities within our area, and we set them quarterly. They come to us, they give it to us. This is their recommendation. We count on them to give us correct information, and we've never had a reason not to doubt their information.
Yeah,
I understand exactly where you're coming from. I mean, the money that's coming to the rental could be going to the Alzheimer's Association. So, we've never, I don't know if we've ever done this before or not.
So there's not a precedent for having a subsidized rental fee, whether it's profit or whether it's not profit. We are not biased when it comes to that. We standardize it across the board. It is strictly a rental fee, so we don't get accused as a public entity of showing favoritism from one organization to the other. So to avoid that altogether, we blanket it and we keep it as one status quo rental fee.
As long as I've been with the department in different functions and different aspects of the department, whenever we've had organizations come to us or groups come to us with these kind of things, like Rob said, if we show favoritism or we show bias or we look like we might be leaning toward one group or another, it could open the floodgates. And then it's so hard to say no. I mean, you know, we're in no way, shape, or form.
We get hundreds of
Yeah,
requests
hundreds
a year.
for walk, you know, charity walks, things like that. And they're all good causes, but we're not ones to sit up here. I'm not in any way, shape, or form in the seat to sit there and judge who's more worthy than others.
Sure.
So it kind of puts us in a tough position, but it's something that can be talked about with staff and the board. At least that's my opinion. Obviously can't make any promises.
Absolutely, understood. Thank you very much.
But, you know, we appreciate the event. I know last year went well. I hope I hope the new pickleball courts out there at Freedom Park. You know, we're better than at Craig Park as far as the accommodations.
Oh my
It's all
gosh,
laid out.
people raved about it.
Yeah.
Again, we had people from all over the state of Indiana and even a few surrounding states. They raved about the entire facility, so it's great.
We appreciate you coming to us. Thank you. Any other questions?
Some queries I
Sure.
have that I couldn't pick out from the event is, will there be restrooms brought in?
Very likely, there were last year.
Okay, so that'll be for your consideration as well. Will there be food trucks brought in?
There, again, there are plans to be, I mean, there are plans to be, or we did last year.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get this on record, so we don't have to come back and do an addendum,
Right,
or for your guys' consideration. And did you guys have alcohol last year?
one evening, we did have a beer truck from Mashcraft Brewery.
That was the thing that we had to come back again on, so for your
Right.
considerations as well, the permission of alcohol at Freedom Park and pickleball courts.
So is that spelled out in the contract, the four lots and the alcohol?
The alcohol and food is, trying to check, see if last year I think I had accessory structure, that's not alcohol, add that to it.
And then you also, if my memory serves me right, you asked for special consideration for a storage unit to be placed in the parking lot as well.
We did.
So that'll be for your consideration also. And I think we made some specific notes in the contract about damages to the parking lot to slide off storage unit to make sure there's no damages to the city assets.
Would we have any liability if somebody were to break into that storage unit?
That's all.
Any other questions or comments? Do we need to spell out these three items that were brought
I
up?
think for the record, I would be comfortable with that if Terry agrees.
If you just want to approve it, I think it's just approve it with the subject to legal.
Subject to legal,
Yeah.
fine with you.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to approve the use agreement. Mr. Mandelbaum for the Making Memories Pickleball Classic, subject to final review and approval from legal department.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Burton, seconded by Mr. Dietrich. All those in favor, Mr. Dietrich,
Aye.
Mr. Burton,
Aye.
Mr. President.
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion is passed. Good luck. Hope it goes well this year.
Thank you very, very much. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
So it was a use agreement. Bigger community band. Use agreement amphitheater for various dates, 2025, various concerts and music festivals.
So per your packet, looks like we have June 1st, spring concert, June 27th, Freedom Fest Friday Park concert. July 3rd,
August 3rd?
August 3rd.
Well, it says August 3rd.
Yep, you're right.
Okay.
August 23rd. And there's a children's concert, September 21st. I don't know how many years we've done this with the IAS. How many years?
Yeah. Community Band's always been a great partner with the city, so we appreciate all their efforts and all their but for them, we would have the amphitheater. Some say. Questions or comments? And then I need a motion to approve the use agreement for the summer concert series at the Greenwood Amphitheater by the Greenwood Community Band.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Burton, second by Mr. Dietrich. All those in favor, Mr. Frost?
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Next item is a use agreement with CARES Access to use the field house for a 3-day health screening on February 26th, 27th, and 28th this year.
So Care Access reached out to John and wanted to rent the large room on the first floor, which is important because they stress ADA accessibility. And the purpose of it is kind of an outreach to educate people about their own health and then the access where you can get access to learn about your health and health resources, and then potentially participating in health initiatives as well. It's definitely an educational outreach that CARE is wanting to put on. Again, they chose this space due to its ADA accessibility. It's for February 26th, and it looks like it goes for about 12 hours.
12 hours and they only anticipate 80.
Sorry.
80 people?
I mean, it's come and go. It's they'll have peaks and lulls. I imagine in the morning will probably be high, and then during the day it'll be low, and then during the evening it'll pick back up. One of the things they did ask for is to put feather flags, kind of a wayfinding system, to let them know that they are there staging in the field house for that day. I personally don't have an issue with that. I think it's a good way to get the word out, helping find where they're at.
Did you say these are like a health screening event?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we've had these before,
Sure.
we just haven't had it from this organization.
It says in their event notification, we would like to rent space in the Dixon
Yeah,
Design
so
Studio.
that's
What
a
is that?
Dixon Design Studio. My gut feeling is that's a boilerplate thing that gets copy and paste. They've probably done several of these around.
Okay.
I don't know where Dixon Design Studios is. That's supposed to be a very good.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? John, are you comfortable with this over the 3 days?
Sounds good. Yeah. Sounds like we could do it.
Okay. Anything else? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the use agreement with Care Access for a use of the Greenwood Fieldhouse.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Burton, seconded by Mr. Dietrich. All in favor, Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
Mr. President?
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Next item is a use agreement with Our Lady of Greenwood to use the Greenwood Trails for Lady of Greenwood procession event on June 22nd, 1:30 to 4.
Please, you have a notification, description. There's some representation here as well, if you have any questions. Happy to.
What's an Our Lady of Greenwood procession? What's that mean?
All of them say that.
It's, bring the Hispanic and the English, we procession 3.2 miles, and it falls at our feast day.
Sure. How many years have you guys done this now?
This will be our third year.
Heather, do you need a name for the minutes? Or do you have?
I have.
I'm assuming the police department's been notified, and if you guys. have-
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and we gave ambulance standby, stop at flow water and hopeless, and permission from business to stop if they're not being.
So that's the thing with the city-based event notification. It notifies all the stakeholders. So if it's park-based, police, fire, city people automatically get notified of the event.
We also get the National Guard there and the Knights of Columbus. The National Guard, kind of, it's like, they make sure we stay on the trail, they would not wandering onto the grass or other, so they should, that they stay strictly on the trail.
Questions, comments? Sounds like you got the bases covered.
Thank you.
Thank you. No other questions or comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the use agreement with OLG for their procession, excuse me.
Second that.
Been moved by Mr. Dietrich, seconded by Mr. Prost. All those in favor, Mr. Prost?
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich? Aye. Mr. Burke? Aye. I'm an aye also. Motion carries. Thank you for coming tonight.
Next item is a use agreement with Texas Roadhouse to use the field house for staff appreciation event on February 16th from 8:30 to 11:30. This is a trade-out agreement, so instead of incurring the costs that we ordinarily charge, they're going to provide the city, the Parks Department with food for their hospitality attendant Freedom Festival, the community camp out event, and Kid City Christmas.
Yes.
Which for the record, I think Nick Schwab was quite disappointed in the trade-off for the Kid City Christmas. He had a tradition where he would take them home and bake them in his house. And I think we're gonna ruin that tradition for him.
Been only done it for like 18 years, that's kind of.
Yeah, it's the end of an era for Nick.
So we're trading, they're gonna use the field house for employee appreciation.
So we did an evaluation on this, and the field house rental for that is $2,250. And we did the evaluation that we worked with Texas Roadhouse to figure out an aggregate cost for the food that they would apply for the Freedom Fest based on the number of volunteers that we would have, and then the community camp out based on the precedent of previous attendees that we would have, and that cost of that food. And then we know what kind of cookies we're gonna have, basically, because it's a capped thing on that. So we did an evaluation on that, figured it out, and we were able to do a trade out.
Awesome.
I'd say that you're probably coming out ahead.
Yeah, we like
Based
trade
on
outs.
food costs.
Trade outs are good, they're clean, very amicable, so.
Yes.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to approve the use agreement with Texas Roadhouse for use of the field house for an employee appreciation day.
So moved.
Second. Moved by Mr. Burton, seconded by Mr. Dietrich. All those in favor, Mr. Dietrich? Aye. Mr. Burton?
Aye.
Mr. Prost?
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
So it's an amended use agreement with Aspire Johnson County. Board approved this back at the last meeting, January, but I was not aware that they wanted alcohol, so this one adds alcohol and supersedes that previous agreement.
You guys remember this one?
Yes.
Questions or comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the amendment to the use agreement with Spire Johnson County for their pickleball event.
So moved.
Second. Excuse me, been moved by Mr. Burton, second by Mr. Dietrich. All those in favor, Mr. Burton? Aye. Mr. Dietrich? Aye. Mr. Prost?
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Next item is a change order for the spring turf. Before my time, maybe you could explain that a little bit.
Sprint turf, right?
Yes. Change order.
Well, Lee
Company.
is next.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sprint turf.
I'll do the lead company.
We're gonna do Lee Company.
Lee Company.
We'll jump back. Yeah. You need this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
Is
it's
there more?
it's an agreement to purchase. Okay, yeah, this is the one where you need
This is
to.
Lee Company.
Lee Company.
We need to do the memorandum.
Yeah.
On this one.
This is one where it's over $50,000 providing dividers for the city center, I'm sorry, for the community center, at an amount of $51,000. You have I think you have the memorandum.
Yes, right.
Yes. And the verbiage for the motion.
Okay.
So the dividers are compatible with the current system, so based on that, it's my opinion that we can go with that without putting out for bid because of that compatibility, ease of installation. amount is $51,660.
And these are dividers at the community center, correct?
So, yes, the original, some of you may remember, the curtains of the community center are still being held up by the original track of when the facility was built 25, 26 years ago. They're antiquated. The turf or the curb is deteriorating just because of all the use. The field house coming online and we're seeing the motorized curtains now and the flexibility and what we can do with those. We're transitioning to that system. So this quote is inclusive of a curtain, 2 curtains going east and west in there, so we can divide that, and then 1 curtain on the north court going north and south. This helps divide the space up, and we get the maximum utilization of that space as possible.
They remove the old curtains.
The old curtains get removed, thrown away, and the tracking, the track that's in there as well. Will also
So they need to put all new track in also.
this won't be a track. This is all motorized on
You
rollers
said
now.
that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. And then, yeah,
That's better.
Much better. Yeah, I imagine that stuff up there now is probably kind of antiquated.
well, and it's compromised to an extent. The track doesn't, one of the ends on the west end is just not being, it just doesn't ride as smooth. The curve doesn't hit it on the turns. It's not. It's used all these years.
Is this a budgeted item?
It is.
Okay, great.
It was in our budget.
Questions or comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the purchase agreement, excuse me, with Lee Company. We need this read.
Yeah. I think it was in memorandum.
I move to determine that the contract to purchase and install curtain dividers as described and presented by Parks Director Rob Taggart through Lee Company Incorporated provides the opportunity for compatibility of equipment, accessories, and replacement parts in accordance with Indiana Code 5-22-10-8 and is a sole source of supply in accordance with Indiana Code 5-22-10-13 to authorize the installation of the equipment in an amount not to exceed $51,660 from Lee Company Incorporated, to authorize and approve any and all documents to effectuate the installation, with final terms and conditions for the purchase to be determined by the legal department, and to direct that the special purchase determination be placed and maintained in a separate special purchase file.
Second.
I'll second that.
Been moved by Mr. Burton, second by Mr. Prost. All those in favor, Mr. Prost?
Aye.
Mr. Burton? Aye. Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
I'm aye also, motion carries.
So then the next item for consideration is sprint turf change order for December 6th, looks like 2022.
What this is in the little explanation, during the installation, we had the partnership matrix for the sports park, and inclusive of the partnership matrix, we had turf naming rights. And one of the impressions within the turf naming rights were the actual physical name of the partner on the field. That's represented as a graphic turf insert. Financing, the change order had come in, and the turf inserts have been installed. Change order needs to be paid. We're asking for your consideration for the Parks Department to pay for these. They'd be funded through the SNR, which is a non-reverting fund, and this is where all the partnership money goes into. So essentially, the partners are paying for their own impressions and then some back into our coffers. The inserts are already there now, but they're good for another 5 years. So this will be the only time that we'd have to pay for this. It's a one and done deal.
So the inserts are based on a 5-year partnership.
Yes.
And once those inserts are done and they've ran their course, where do they go?
The graphic inserts, the ones, they're turfed, like no pun intended. Like they're no longer in use unless they renew, and we get a new partner. And
Do
then
any of the partners ask to receive those?
they can, yeah. I wouldn't have an issue with that. They would be of no use to us. So, and then you start that process over again, the new insert. But this cost is inclusive of the actual cutting for the size of the new inserts and then the installation of that. So, going forward, it won't be, disregarding inflation, they won't be nearly this much.
Because they're gonna stay in the same position even with the new partner.
You got it. Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the amendment to the purchase agreement with Spring Turf.
So,
Wait, I'm sorry.
so moved.
Second that.
Been moved by Mr. Burton, second by Mr. Prost. All in favor, Mr. Prost?
Aye.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Is agreement with Anchor Industries. $15,991 to purchase various types and sizes of umbrellas.
We're going on our 11th season. 11th season at Free Springs. So we've had 10 years of summer heat, UV rays on our campus umbrellas, and some of them are starting to show. Seams are popping, threads are getting weak. So this is for your consideration for 20-foot canvas, 20-foot umbrella covers. There's 6 of those, and then 2 of the 12-foot covers. And those are the original. So the framework is all good. This is just new covers for canvases. For Anchor Industries, they're based out of, I believe, this is Indianapolis, anyway. I thought they were based in Evansville. $15,891.
Is this the original company?
It is.
Can't believe 10 years passed.
Yeah, we've actually used this company we've added umbrellas as well. This is the company. It's really good quality.
Questions or comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the purchase agreement with Anchor Industries.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Burton, second by Mr. Dietrich. All in favor, Mr. Probst?
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Next item is the Vermont Systems. It says professional services agreement. We've already entered into an agreement with them in 2020. 2021, and addendum to the 2020 to provide services. This is really just approving the bill for these additional services that Parks Department wants to use Vermont Systems for.
So, like we have an existing agreement with Vermont Systems. Vermont Systems is the company name of software that we use, our operating system called RecTrack. We use RecTrack as a point of sale, face to face, and we also use RecTrack for web-based. It's called WebTrack. Both of them are point of sales platforms that we use for our patrons. Currently, the server, we are the server host for this platform. As we continue to expand, the systems that it takes in order to operate this, we're quickly outgrowing it. It's getting quite cumbersome. This is a proposal to become cloud-based on Vermont Systems server from a cloud-based standpoint. So the initial cost of that, it exceeds that threshold of $10,000. It's $10,420 to make that transitional move from city server to Vermont Systems cloud-based server. And then ongoing budgetary costs for maintenance, keeping that going would be approximately around $9,800. So with that said, if you're asking for your consideration for this, $10,420 for RecTrack to become a cloud-based system via Vermont.
And you'll save money on IT, won't be maintaining that server system anymore?
Yeah. Yes,
With equipment and all that?
correct. Yes.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the professional services agreement with Vermont Systems.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Mr. Pro, second by Mr. Dietrich. All's in favor. Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
Mr. Pro?
Aye.
I'm an aye also, motion carries.
Next item is approval of agreement with Great Lakes Drone Company and the addendum prepared by the city legal to provide two drone shows on one on June 28th and then November 27th this year.
So, we are proposing a drone exhibition, drone show, for 2 events here in the city, this year. As Terry mentioned, we want to have a show with drones, prior to the fireworks. They would be patriotic animations that are done in drones prior to the fireworks. Then it would be some sort of countdown, and then the drones would, or the fireworks would follow. The drone shows for Freedom Fest, we're proposing 200 drones for that event, and it would be approximately 15 to 20 minute show on that. The positioning of the show would be in the southwest quadrant, over the DPW kind of area in there. Additionally, within that $30,000, there would be a second show as well, done later in the year. The Greenwood Downtown Merchant has put on its second Christmas parade, and as encouragement of that, we would like to propose a drone show that would be the conclusion of the parade, and then we would encourage people to be hosted at Old City Park, looking south. The drones would take off in front of the field house. It would be Christmas themed animations and drones. Due to cold weather, batteries don't last long. That is ideally a 12 to 18 minute show, and that would be 100 drones as well. We do have money in our budget. We do have money in our budget to fund 90% of this. We would be looking to underwrite some costs as well from partnerships, and additionally, I think the Parks Department, being its 2 events, would be willing to subsidize some of the funding as well.
When you say partnerships, like public partnerships?
Yeah, and I mean, back of napkin ideas, we haven't really thought it out with these yet, but logos would appear in the sky by the drones, and then that would be.
That was my next question. How are you going to display those partnerships?
Yeah, we haven't worked out the full details yet. I don't want to go to a record with too much detail, but I'm sure it could be up with the drones, and then also could be print, digital publications, like what we've done. We feel like this would be a great addition to Freedom Fest. We would be, I'm assuming, the first public drone show in Johnson County with this. And we feel strongly about investing in the Christmas parade as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you might be starting something with this. Yeah, I could see a lot of different opportunities for something like this.
I'm all in favor for anything that puts Greenwood first than anything. So,
I'm sure there'll be people that will follow. We'll see.
yeah.
So if Freedom Festival drone show, it would start obviously before the fireworks.
Yep.
Is that going to move the fireworks start time?
Yeah,
back?
potentially. Yeah, potentially. So we're probably just going to push it back that 15 to 18 minute time. I think it's gonna be a big deal. Like, I think people will there'll be entertainment going on in the sky with the drones. They're not gonna really realize that, man, we're 15, 18 minutes late seeing the fireworks. I don't think that's gonna be an issue. The other cool thing about this company, we interviewed 3 drone companies.
Yeah,
for
so,
this.
I saw a quote.
The interesting thing with Great Lakes, they have a proprietary app. So instead of like, you can't hear or someone's talking or someone's, you download their app and the music plays via your phone. And so you could be almost 3 miles away and see the drones. You could be at Freedom Park on a hill, for example. You've got your phone and you can play it, and you can see the designs from Freedom Park.
Go to Chris's house.
Or we go to Chris's house.
Thank you. Yeah, that's interesting to me there. It's very attractive that they have an app.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're still learning about it, but that's one of the things that we really like about it. And their experience. I mean, I think they've done a lot of drone shows recently. They explained to us they just finished up a drone show for the Detroit Lions prior to us interviewing them.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's
State of the art.
definitely not sitting back on your laurels, are you? Okay, any other questions or comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the professional services agreement with Great Lakes Drone Company. So moved.
I'll second that.
Been moved by Mr. Burton, seconded by Mr. Prost. All's in favor, Mr. Prost?
Aye.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
I'm an aye also, motion carries.
Last item is for special service agreement with 92.3 WTTS radio, 2025 media campaign. Promotion at summer events, summer fall concert series, Freedom Fest, and adult nights.
WTTS has been a vendor that we've used for several years now for promotional or all of our events. Historically, they've done concert series, Freedom Fest, adult nights. We certainly don't, not going to change that. We feel like we're getting a good return on investment based off of a lot of the clientele we get there, get at those events, hitting those age groups. One of the things that we are adding on this year, we want to be hyper focused on the sports park, specifically on the front end of this year, February, 1st of March. We want to hit that sports park really hard to promote not only the weekend tournaments, but also the Monday through Thursday parks programming that we're doing out there for adult and youth softball. So the addition to WTTS's agreement we've had in the past would be the sports park. The commercial schedule is in your packet if you have any questions. The total radio investment would be $20,140 to promote all of our events as listed in the sports park.
Including the sports park in this packet is a very good idea. You know, so, at least in my opinion.
Sounds good to me. Very good.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the professional services agreement with WTTS.
So moved. Second.
Been moved by Mr. Prost, second by Mr. Dietrich. All those in favor, Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
Mr. Prost?
Aye.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
I'm an aye also, motion carries. That's it for the attorney's report.
Yes.
Thank you, Terry. Introduction of Lauren Luttrell. Did I say that right? Luttrell. That's it. I added it in, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Go ahead. I'd like to introduce you guys to our new rec assistant full-time, Lauren. Lauren graduated from IU about a year ago. She did her internship at a smaller rec department here in the county, and then I can't remember. But she did her internship and graduated in May from IU. She joined the Parks Department with us in May part-time, and she's been wonderful. I mean, she's grasped every aspect from learning the rec track system with registration, rec connect, stuff like that. She's helped Aaron with a lot of the summer camp stuff that you're about to approve. She's helped Troy with the event. She really kind of she spearheaded the Taylor Swift event that we had when Taylor was here in concert. And we're very, very excited that we were able to hire her in January full-time and look forward to keep growing all our programs. I told her to keep her speech to 24 minutes, though, so she's on the clock.
Go.
I'll make it short this week then. I'm just really excited to continue here at Greenwood. I really love the 8 months part-time, and I love the team that I work with, so I'm happy to be here.
It is essential, her position. Right now, we've got divisions within the rec department. Just to give you guys a little bit of background, we've got events, we've got youth, summer camp, before and after school programming, and we got adult and youth enrichment programs, sports programs. And then hitting all those different programs, we were finding that we needed help. We need full-time help with each one of those. So Lauren's been great. I mean, Breck's going to have meetings often and figure out how she plugs in and who she's helping when. I imagine when summer camp is in full swing, she's going to be big time. Summer camp, also summer concert series. It's just to have that kind of that swing person to be able to go through and have that diversity as we continue to grow, like Dick said. It's great. So it's a good succession plan too for the rec department.
Welcome.
Yeah, happy to have you on board. Hope it all works out. Okay, thank you, Lauren. Next item on the agenda is the summer camp, the 2025 summer camp user fees.
You guys got these in your packets? If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Are some of these items, these events new? Camp,
The field trips, she rotates the field trips out. Some of them are consistent, and then some of them she substitutes one for the other.
no, I don't remember the cave ever being on there.
That is a new hit.
What's Camp Carnival?
We use our bounce house company, and they come on and
Okay.
they just put on site different inflatables, things like that in the back of the community center.
Good. You guys are constantly trying to come up with new and different things, so
I kind of highlight on one of the new things that Aaron's done. Every year, kids bring money. You know, like Tim, I remember you sending John with $25 to the old pool every day to go swimming, and he'd just blow $25 on random things, or somebody would steal the money or something like that.
he said he gave it to you.
Yeah. But this year they kind of built in a fee, and a kid's going to get a bracelet every time they go to Freedom Springs, and then they can redeem those their food vouchers for different items at Freedom Springs, and the parents don't have to worry about sending money or cash each day when the kids are already kind of prepaid for it. The kids will get to buy big stuff. Not to have the cash.
Right. So we need to approve this fee structure. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the 2025 summer camp user fee structure.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Burton, second by Mr. Dietrich. All those in favor, Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
Mr. Probst?
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries. Let's see, next item on the agenda is the Parks Foundation report.
That's the report.
Okay, then we've got the approval of the golf simulator partnership with the Taft.
Yep, for park board consideration for namesake only, meaning that the financial beneficiary, this is the Parks Foundation. They run the actual partnership matrix for that. Taft law firm was wanting to be a name for one of the golf simulators.
It's a pretty good get right there.
Yeah.
Number one law firm in the country.
Yeah, I think it's a two-year deal. Yeah. They're okay.
Just okay.
They're okay.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the golf simulator partnership with Taft Law Firm.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Byrd, second by Mr. Dietrich. All in favor? Mr. Byrd?
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
Mr. Post?
Aye.
I'm an aye also, motion carries. Controllers report. Greg is here.
Good evening. Apologize, these didn't get out till this afternoon, but first page here, you'll see the expenses so far in January did exceed the receipts. That's not a big concern. You don't pay your property taxes till later in the year. Freedom Springs isn't open yet. We don't have our big receipts coming in yet, so not a big concern. You're still sitting in a good cash position there. Reserve ratio of 89%. Likely later this year, once we get closer to construction on the AES trail, some of that cash balance will be asking to utilize towards funding that construction. Food and beverage tax funds, again, that one just got 1 month of receipts in there. Not concerned that that's upside down for 1 month, and again, cash balance in there is really strong. S&R fund, that one. The only reason you're a little bit upside down on that one is the Sprint turf bill we talked about earlier. Since that comes out of that line, facility partnership donation line under the expenditures, that's what's driving that differential. Otherwise, there wasn't exactly that fund. 515,000 still in that fund as of the month, so we're looking really good there. Park impact fees. This one, we're not in prime building season, so you're not going to see a lot of revenues there. Not a whole lot going out of that fund yet either, because we're not in construction season. Won't see too much out of there, but I get sitting on 4.3 in that, which is a pretty good position for me.
Questions or comments for Greg?
Well, we are in the winter months, so
Yeah.
pretty much explains everything.
It sure does.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate your time. Parks report.
I believe you got my report in front of me, or I hope you do. If you got any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. I am in the middle of hiring the summer season, spring season. If you know of anybody that's looking for a job, graduating or whatever, go to the website, fill it out.
So that old gazebo over off Caroline Road, that sits on city property now, or used to anyway, before you tore it out?
I hope so.
That
This is going.
thing's been there forever.
Nobody can use
When did we acquire that little piece of parcel?
You approved that last year.
And I had no idea that gazebo was on that.
The name Scoring?
Yeah, yeah.
That was it.
Okay. And they were nice stuff to throw in the gazebo, huh? Okay, anything else for Jim? Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. Trails.
Yeah, a little bit of an update. So we met with the engineer on the AES trail. The project never seems to end. Just quickly, a summary, the DNR requested that some hydrological deficiencies in the form of a report be done and submitted to them, and the engineers were given the timeline. You guys approved that. That report was submitted within that timeline, and based off discovering from that report, DNR then turned and said additional easement is going to be required because the bridge crossing on the southern aspect, right before the mulch site, there's a creek there. It creates a pinch point, which could potentially raise the level upstream of that in a flood event by 6 inches. Therefore, the city is required to acquire an easement in the southwest of that area. That is like verbatim what I was told. I have challenged the engineers to get more information, and the simple question is, why? Like, because it's a very innocuous piece of like jigsaw puzzle, this easement, and its only reason being is because it's not classified as a floodplain. Because it's not classified as a floodplain, we city must acquire it as an easement. I don't fully understand that. This is DNR logic. And so we have challenged the engineers as of yesterday and said, we would like answers on this, whether a variance can be obtained for this, or we change the way our bridge is proposed, so we're not elevating the flood event of 6 inches in this area. And then why does a non-classified, innocuous, like plat that's not in the flood zone, why do we have to acquire an easement for that? So we've asked all these questions and now we're waiting for feedback from the engineers. That's where we're at. CDs are done, the land acquisition is done for the property owners. This is it, as far as getting it closed out, the documentation, getting the permit from DNR. Once that's done, then it can, we discuss funding sources, and then we need to get this thing up to bid. That's where we're at.
Say that we have to continue down the road of acquisition.
Yeah.
How many property owners does that
It's
include?
one. It's one. It's a homeowners association. It's right there off Fry Road, and I cannot remember the name of it. Well, I've had discussions with them before. If you know where the community gardens is, and it goes down to that low area, and then you got the nice things at Trotter's Point or Trotter's
Timber's Edge.
Timber's Edge, thank you. It's that homeowners association. And they own that open field right there. And there's this innocuous, it looks like a jigsaw puzzle that they've outlined. It's all jagged. That we were gonna say, square it off.
Yeah.
And then that's what the state is requiring us to get an easement on in order to meet their deficiency. So we are continuing to
Gotta
grind it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is your holy grail.
Yeah,
Really
Your
is.
legacy.
Yeah.
yeah,
We'll
I don't know about that,
We'll name the trail after you after
yeah.
it's all said and done.
That was the gap on Main Street that he got a few years back.
That was good. That was a good one.
That's pretty good.
Recreation report.
You have a copy of our report. We do have our Valentine's dance this Friday night at the community center from 6:30 to 8. Always, there's about 200 people that usually attend that event, so fun little event. Summer camps, full swing, summer concert series gets announced here in a couple days. So moving along.
Backyard bass class.
Yep.
That's new, obviously, right?
We had some last spring.
Didn't you? Okay, I don't ever remember seeing
Yeah.
it titled that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Go against the wall, see what comes up, huh?
Yeah.
That's great. I keep trying. Questions for Nick, comments? Thank you, sir. Field House report.
I believe you guys have a copy of the sales report. Not a lot to report on, just we're in February still. Today's a nice-ish day, but it's been cold. Busy, still winter months, but busy. So programs, rentals, day passes, everything. So doing well.
It still looks good each time I go in there.
Thanks. We're focusing on, just our normal daily operation duties. But we have State of the City coming up here in about 2 weeks, so that's kind of what we have on the horizon.
John? Thank you. Community Center report.
So I have my report. If you have any questions, just let
Any concerned with our decrease in numbers compared to last year? You think this is just, I mean, they're not tremendous. But as cold as it was, I was surprised to see that the numbers were decreased at all.
not really concerned. Last year was a record year for us.
Okay.
So it's just kind of evening out.
So it's a natural.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like I said, the decreases aren't tremendous, but with the weather we've had, I was just a little surprised to see any decrease.
The big fitness place opened up over.
Yeah.
That is for
Crunch Fitness, yeah. Anybody have anything, Sharon? Thank you, Sharon. Business from the public. Any other business from the park board? Claim sheet was presented to the board before the meeting. No changes to that. And if there's no other business coming before this board, meeting is adjourned.